All right.
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Here we go. We are joined by Team Heretics, who are coming off of their victory against EDG. Please use the Zoom hand raise function if you'd like to ask a question, and we will call on you. We'll begin with Strafe.
Hi guys. First of all, I'd like to say it was a great match for you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. So now, it's a two-part question from my side. So first of all, the match against EDG was actually very dominant from your side. So do you think that you were the better team? Do you had the better strats, or do you feel like that EDG just didn't show up for the match? And also the second question is that now you've faced all the Chinese teams in the tournament, and you've managed to beat them all on home turf. So how does that make you feel, and how is the confidence going forward? This question is open for everyone.
You can answer the
first question. You want to answer?
I'll answer the second one.
Can you? I don't think they didn't show up. I think we had insane preparation. I think everybody played well. Like the rounds that we lost were the rounds where we made some misplays, in my opinion. So like we played really well, and the rounds where we played well, like they had no chance. So up to preparation and us playing well, and I think every single time I gave them something, they won the round. So like they were there 100%. So to answer your question, I think we're the better team, and they're still amazing team.
I can answer the other one about us playing all three Chinese teams. I think all of us are pretty happy that we got to experience playing a different region other than EMEA. It's always nice. When the draw was happening, I think it was between Fnatic and EDG. And we were super happy that EDG got to pick us just because we didn't want to have to play Fnatic again. Like we've played them so many times in the EMEA. I think playing against them is super interesting. They've got a different play style. They go off meta, especially like FPX. So I'm interested, in the way they play. I think it's quite cool. And I think in general, we like teams that, innovate, and they're very innovative. So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go next to Sportskita.
Yes. First of all, congratulations on the win today. My question is this, like somewhat similar to the second part of the previous question, and it's to you, benjyfishy. So you faced all the three Chinese teams now. Yet today's series was the one where you looked the most dominant yet. So do you think the matches against FPX and DRG sort of contributed towards achieving such a landslide victory today?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, before our game against DRG, we had one day of practice. And I think, as the tournament went on, we've become, just better. And, since we qualified to playoffs, we got a few days off, where we prepared. And I think that's why we were so dominant in this game. We had time to prepare, which we didn't have, against really DRG or FPX. I think if we were more prepared against DRG and FPX, we would have had an easier time. But yeah, I think, now that we've had time, I think we kind of showed how good we actually can be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll go back to Strafe for the next question.
So this question is for the coach. So your next match is against G2, and G2 managed to upset PRX today. Like they were on the underdogs and Novas, and they clearly upset PRX. So what are your expectations going into that matchup, and do you feel confident that you'll be able to beat G2 in that match?
Yeah, I think we've mentioned it a little bit before, but I think we felt quite obviously like when we played them before, we played really well on Lotus. They completely outplayed us on Bind, to be honest. They're like a very, very strong team. And then on Split, it kind of felt like we let them win. Like we played really poor fundamentally, and that's not really like us. So now that we've had a bit more time to prepare, like the guys have said, we're feeling a lot more confident. But I think in general, like G2 are just a strong team, and I'm actually not surprised that they managed to upset PaperX. I think G2's playstyle, how they play quite slow. They've got the players and they've got the kind of playstyle to capitalize on PaperX's aggression. So yeah, like I mean, again, PaperX are an incredible team, and I think a lot of people expected them to win. So the fact that G2 beat them is impressive. But yeah, I think everyone's really excited just to show a better version of ourselves than what we did the last time we played G2. So yeah, we're happy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll go to Pedro Romero next.
Hey guys, likewise, congrats on the W, progressing to the upper bracket semis. Great job on that. I got a question for anyone to ask. More so, as we all know, MiniBoo's not in with you guys in Shanghai, but he is supporting you guys in spirit, and of course, I'm sure you know that he's been kind of cross streaming, observing your games, and just supporting you guys. I just want to know, like, how have you viewed, his support and his presence in spirit, and just having to continue playing, continue competing, while also doing it in a way that you're doing it for him as well, on top of just doing it to win.
Yes, you should answer.
So we all appreciate MiniBoo's effort for us, while streaming anything, and we are not only playing for MiniBoo. I wanna say about something Weber as well. So he's not with us here. So we play for Brandon Weber and MiniBoo at the same time. So we all miss both of them, but they are not here. But this is what it is. So we just play for them. We love them. That's it.
I'll also add one thing to that as well. Like what Inessa said is very true that we're playing for MiniBoo for Weber. But also, like in my opinion, for Patty, like I'm so happy that Patty gets the chance to show himself on the bigger stage again. And the way he performed in the last couple of games has been like absolutely incredible. So, that was another big thing about getting Patty back. Like it was to show everyone what he can do. And like, I don't know, bro. If he doesn't get a chance in a tier 1 team now, like I don't know what's going on. I think we've built a pretty good roster this season. I can safely say that. So take it from our talent scouting that Patty is fucking incredible, and he deserves to be on a tier 1 team. So yeah, what he contributes to this team, it really, really helps fill the gap that the MiniBoo is leaving right now. So yeah, Patty's a legend.
I want to mention one more thing as well. Also, all the people that are on our side. We've got Pablo, our anti-strat, our analyst. We've got Mo, our chef, Abby. There's a lot of people that we can bring to Shanghai. So yeah, we're just doing it for all of them.
Patty, what went through your head when you got called up? Can you walk us through that a little bit?
Only positive feelings. I mean, Neil know me for 4.5 years already. The first time we met was back in 2020 with the G2 roster, and we had a really good contact there. But unfortunately, there was some missteps in the org, which costed us to part ways. But I'm really happy to get the chance to play on international stages, and this team is insane, and the coaching staff and everyone behind it should get the recognition they are getting, and yeah, it's just amazing that Neil thinks that way.
Thank you. We'll go to Strafe Esports next.
This question is again open to all the players and the coach. So both the wins from today's matchups came from the teams that played through the Swiss stage of the tournament. So do you think that having that experience under your belt actually helps in these playoff matches as compared to the other teams which had to cold start straight from the playoffs?
Yes, 100%. I think experience of the Swiss stage, playing on stage is more impactful than the fact that you can anti-strat your opponents. Like, for example, EDG, they could hear games and they could prepare something. But I think on the stage we were more ready, more present. So I think it's better than being the number 1 seed from the region.
All right. Thank you very much, and all the best for your upcoming matchup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll take the last question from remote media from Pedro.
Another question again to the rest, to everyone who would like to answer. Of course, looking at the team's trajectory earlier on in the year, you guys weren't able to win a single match in Madrid, but now you guys are top 6 at the very least, winning against all of China and also impressing everyone in the process. When you compare how the team performed from that stage to now, what do you think was the biggest difference that just sparked everything to go right?
There you go. Okay. So basically in Masters Madrid, I'm not gonna lie, we had really, really strong opponents, which is Sentinels and Paper X. like Sentinels just won the tournament and Paper X were top 3, I guess. But I'm gonna be honest, like in this tournament we had like I don't know worse opponents, like worse than the like worse compared to Sentinels and Paper X. So also getting like first win hypes you as a team. I think it hypes everyone. Qualifying for playoffs also like spark everything in the team, you know. So yeah, I can answer that.
I think as well, one thing I'll add to that, like Masters Madrid was like the first time on stage for almost all of our boys, like on an international level. So that was like a huge learning curve. You know, like Enna said, we played two really, really strong teams. It was very close games, and we managed to learn quite a lot from those ones. So it was like invaluable experience. So I think it's just a combination of everything, like Enna said as well. We had, you know, we didn't have to play Rex and Sentinels in our first two games. So yeah, it definitely helped us build some confidence.
Any questions from the room? Heretics, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.